Former US President Jimmy Carter passed away at 100. He broke the Camp David Accords, Panama Canal Treaties, Salt II Treaty, awarded Nobel Peace Prize in 2002. Did you know there is a village named after him, Katarpuri in India? Jimmy Carter, the 39th President of United States, 1977 and 1981, is recognized for several sufficient significant achievements during his tenure. First one is Camp David Accords. 1978, Carter brokered a historic peace agreement between Egypt and Israel, leading to first peace treaty between Israel and an Arab nation. Second one, Panama Canal Treaties. 1977, he negotiated treaties that transformed control of the Panama Canal from the US to Panama, improving relations with Latin America. Third one, establishment of diplomatic relations with China, 1979. Carter formalized diplomatic ties with the People's Republic of China, enhancing US-China relations. Fourth one, SALT II Treaty, 1979. Cotton negotiated the strategic arms limitations talk to with the Soviet Union, aiming to limit nuclear assaults. Though the treaty was never ratified due to the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. Fifth one, advocacy for human rights. He placed human rights at the forefront of US foreign policy, influencing international relations and promoting democratic values. Sixth one, environmental initiatives. He expanded the National Park Service, notably through the Alaska National Interest Lands Conservations Act, protecting millions of acres of land. Deregulation efforts. Carter signed legislation to deregulate industries such as the airlines and trucking, aiming to increase competition and reduce consumer cost. Eighth one, creation of Department of Energy, 1977. In response to energy crisis, he established the Department of Energy to promote energy conservation and development alternative sources. Ninth one, creation of the Department of Education, 1979. Cotton established the Department of the Education to improve and coordinate to federal assistance to education. 10. Superfund legislation in response to environmental disasters like Low Canal is signed the Comprehensive Environmental Response, Compensation and Liability Act to clean up hazardous waste city. Jimmy Carter's foreign policy with India. Visits to India in 1978. Carter visited India in 1978, becoming the first US president to visit the country in nearly a decade. He visited New Delhi and a village in Uttar Pradesh, later named Kat, Kotarpuri in his honor. The visit aimed to strengthen bilateral ties, but it was overshadowed by disagreements on nuclear policies. Nuclear non proliferations and tensions. Carter administration emphasized nuclear non-proliferation, leading to tensions with India after its 1974 peaceful nuclear explosion, Pokhran 1. The US imposed restrictions on nuclear technology and fuel supply, impacting India's nuclear energy program. Carter pressed India to sign the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, which India resisted, arguing that it is a discriminatory. Human rights and democracy. Carter appreciated India's democratic framework and empathized human rights in his interactions. His visit followed and the end of the Indians' emergency period 1975-77, and he welcomed India return to democratic governance under Prime Minister Morarji Desai. Development assistant, despite differences, Carter supported development initiatives in India, recognizing its importance as a key player in the global south. The US provided aid for rural development, technology, and food production. Strategic dynamics. Carter foreign policy has to balance US relations with India and Pakistan. His administration provided aid to Pakistan, partly due to Cold War dynamics, which India viewed skeptically. Carter aimed to maintain a neutral stance, but India's alignment with the Soviet Union during the Cold War created challenges. Legacy. While Carter's term saw limited breakthroughs in US India relations, his visit marked an effort to engage with India. His focus on development and human rights laid the groundwork for future diplomatic engagements. Carter's presidency is remembered for its attempts to foster goodwill with India despite Cold War constraints and differences on nuclear issues. He personal report with rapid with Indian leaders reflected a genuine interest in strengthening ties, though practical outcomes were limited due to geopolitical challenges.